Some people think that success is all about grit and willpower, but what if I told you the real secret is tricking yourself into enjoying it? Let me teach you how to do that in today's video. Welcome to Off the Backburner, where we help you get your ideas off the back burner. So, you have an idea you want to go after, or you want to add new habits into your life, but you just can't seem to motivate yourself to actually do it. Here's the thing, when we think about self-improvement, it's very easy to kind of get into a mindset of, oh man, I've got to get up early. Oh man, I can't do this is too hard. And we can kind of get into this negative cycle, and it stops us from actually taking action. It's easy to treat discipline as a miserable grind, something that's forced upon us rather than something we want to do. And this negative outlook is what keeps many people back from actually pursuing success, ideas, and new habits. So today we're going to reframe everything and talk about how to make discipline and pursuing ideas feel good. And no, this doesn't mean you avoid hard work. Instead, we're going to learn how to look at hard work in a way that makes us want to go after it. All right, close your eyes and picture this. Unless you're driving, then just don't close your eyes. Picture this. So you're in a tall field of grass with the grass about waist deep, and you've got a machete, and you're trying to clear yourself a path that you can go down to get from your house to a location you're trying to go to. Now, cutting this grass is hard work. Like, you're sweating up a storm, and it's going to take you a while to actually complete creating this pathway. You see, our brains are like this when it comes to forming habits. Whenever we try doing something new, we have to take time learning that thing, and sometimes it's just hard, and we have to just kind of discipline ourselves through it and fight through it. It's easy to just want to give up when we start cutting a new pathway in our brain. But here's the thing, if we choose to look at the journey in a positive light, it'll make it easier to actually go down this new path. Sometimes it's easy to go back to our old habits where the pathways are already formed, right? So something for me is like, I want to go into sweets, like eat a whole box of cookies when I'm stressed out. But I've been learning that's not wise because I'm really tired in the morning, gaining weight. I have a pathway cut that I cut previously in my life that's really easy to walk down. So how do I say no to the cookies and yes to the new pathway? Instead of looking at the negative of cutting through the grass, I'm going to reward myself positively and say nice things to myself every time I take a cut through the grass. So each time I make a little bit of progress, I'm going to affirm myself. Even if it's the littlest thing, I'm going to reward myself. I'm going to affirm myself. And then sometimes, instead of having like a whole box of cookies, maybe I'll have one cookie if I finish my work for the day, or a couple. What I'm trying to say is it's all about making the journey enjoyable. Instead of forcing yourself through misery, build positive connections about what you're doing that attaches joy to the process, and then you're going to be able to stick with it. Now, something that can hold us back from actually continuing to cut through the grass is failure. Fear of failure holds so much of us back. It's something that's held me back a lot of my life, actually. And I've had to change the way I think about failure to actually move forward. Remember when you were a kid, or maybe you work with kids, and kids kind of just, fail. They just try things. They get messy. They make mistakes, and they don't really get caught up in the mistakes. At some point when we get older, we start to get caught up in our failures. Maybe it's because people have judged us, or maybe we've been very hard on ourselves or felt like we had to be perfect in order to be loved. The point is somewhere along the way, we associated messing up with us being a mess. And we have to actually put that type of thinking aside and take on a different mindset. You see, if you're an adult like me, we can learn from children. It's okay to make mistakes and try and fail. You see, instead of looking at failure as something negative or something to be afraid of, we need to look at it as an opportunity to grow. It's information, it's feedback. It's not something that's gonna hold me back. I'm gonna run into life head first, and I'm gonna try new things, and I'm gonna learn from those things, and I'm gonna get better. The way you look at failure will actually determine if you're gonna keep going, because let me tell you, when you're cutting through the grass, you're gonna make mistakes, and that's okay. What matters is that you're able to keep going. So think of life as an experiment. Try small things. Try new things. Jump in. The difference between somebody who accomplishes things and grows versus somebody who doesn't, it isn't being perfect, it's actually just taking action. And finally, if you want to look at growth and pursuing your ideas as something good, you're gonna have to change the voices you're listening to. And no, I'm not talking about hearing voices in your head. I'm talking about, like when you're on social media and you're scrolling and you hear people talking about doomsday and all that stuff. Okay, I've grown up in Christian circles, so I've kind of had my fair share of people telling me Jesus is coming back, it's the end, don't try to pursue anything in life, it's all ending, and it's just negative. Or you go onto the news, people are negative on the news. What I'm trying to say is surround yourself and consume positive resources that help you grow, and you'll be that type of person. Consume negative things and, well, you're going to become negative. You are what you eat. This principle applies to what you consume in media. So consume good things and good things will come out of you. Look at good things and good things will come out of you. And with that, what are you telling yourself? Recently I've developed a new habit of looking in the mirror in the morning and speaking affirmations over myself. Things like I'm capable of learning, I'm capable of doing hard things, I'm growing, I'm becoming the person I've always wanted to be. Things like that. I'm speaking affirmation over myself in the morning to get myself in the right headspace. It's not just about the other voices you're listening to, it's also about your own voice. Like, what are you speaking to yourself? And when I say this, I'm not talking about magical thinking where, you're just like, okay, if I think good thoughts, the universe is going to give me $1 million check out of nowhere. I'm talking about being realistic and positive at the same time. It's like, if you don't think you can grow, then you probably won't. But if you believe you can grow and learn, you probably will, right? If you tell yourself you're enjoying the process, you probably will enjoy the process, because what we tell ourselves, we end up believing. The things we look at, the things we consume, we end up believing and becoming like. So I want to encourage you to change the voices you're listening to and change how you're speaking to yourself. Here's the point of everything I've been trying to say so far. If you want to be able to grow quickly and pursue wisdom and pursue ideas, you need to change how you look at the journey of getting there. And you need to speak to yourself differently and listen to different voices and different content. And you need to reward and celebrate the little progress you're making along the way. Okay, so here's an action step that you can take after this video. Pick one thing you want to do, a hobby, an idea you're trying to pursue, a habit you want to pick up, and run after that thing. Experiment. Reward yourself and celebrate the small steps you take. And basically go for it. Take the action. Fall, get back up again, and make this a part of your life. Alright, that's all I got for this video. So go after your idea, rewire your brain, and I believe in you. You can take your idea off the back burner. See you in the next video.